morning, everyone. Welcome to the 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia, and I'm with you with the area of CAIIB examination, and I'll be covering advanced business and financial management with you. So let me know if I'm audible as well as visible. Okay, so let's begin with our session today. I'll be covering up with a few MCQs of the work that we were dealing with yesterday. In the last class, we were dealing with the process of management, but it ended. So I'll be covering up, just giving a quick recap of what we had done in the last class and what we're going to do today. Okay, so let's talk about the process of management. Under the process of management, what happens is we did the first thing, that is to plan. We need to think first. Before doing anything, we need to think what are we going to do? What is going to be the plan? How do we deal with it? And what is going to be the plan of action? The moment we Okay. The moment we decide that we would like to do something about our business, the plan that we have taken up, there's certain things that we need. See, if I decide I want to cook something, then I need all the things that is required, including the recipe. I need all the ingredients. So when an organization starts working, it needs all the ingredients, and all the ingredients are arranged or organized. So that means after the term planning, we did something called organizing, where we arranged all the physical, financial, and human resources which were required to execute the plan. Right? Planning is only a mental exercise, while organizing is not. Organizing is the next level. It says to organize a business is to provide it with everything useful or it's functioning. Maybe it's raw material, tools, capital, personnel, whatever it needs. We need to provide all those things to that organization. Then the next part is, what was the process of organizing? See, I need to find whatever is common, and we will keep all those activities together. That is what organizing is about. First of all, identify the activities, whatever activities we are going to do, and then group them. For example, in the school, even when we used to study, what used to happen? We would enter the class, and everybody who had a similar thought process to ours, we became friends. That is the first level. In the organization, even the same thing happens. First of all, we jot down all the tasks, and whatever tasks can be done by one particular group, that is grouped together, and then we assign the duties. Now the point is, we are assigning the duties to the position, not the person. In terms of organizing, this is one thing that you need to learn. This is giving the position to the giving assigning the duties, responsibilities, the working to one particular position instead of one particular person. Then we delegate the authority and in terms of the working, and then we coordinate. That means in terms of authority, responsibility, relationships. See, if you are an authority, I'm also an authority. We have a similar level of responsibility. Both of us would be taking care of our working very properly. It would be done in a proper manner. The reason is that even if we are doing something, even if we have got the power, we are equally answerable for the same. But what if we are not? Then it would turn into a narcissistic way of working. That can be like we can exploit the other person. We can go beyond our authority because we are not answerable. For example, when we talk about this scenario, the best example is Hitler. Adolf Hitler. What was his problem there? I think he was given powers which were way beyond his responsibility. Whatever damage he was doing, he wasn't answerable for that. If he would have remained answerable, what happens in terms of a country where there's democracy, the chances of such exploitations, I won't say it is eliminated altogether, but yes, it is controlled to an extent. Same thing goes with an organization. When we talk about any organization, for example, let's talk about Apple there. In terms of Apple, it was started by Steve Jobs again, right? So there was two Steves who started this particular organization. But Steve Jobs was the person who was not only the founder, who was there in the organization for a good amount of time. But what happened? I think somewhere beyond that level, at one point of time, he was just more responsible. But his authority was taken away over the period of time because the board of directors were increasing, the number of people were increasing. So ultimately, what happened was the number of people ultimately led to a situation where he was thrown out of his own organization. Now the responsibility increased to that extent that he lost his authority. So these things happen. So there you need to have a parity there in terms of your authority as well as your responsibility. That's one of the basic things that an organization should look forward to, right? Now, when we talk about the next point, that is staffing, putting the right people at the right job at the right time, that is staffing. So when we talk about this area, we talked about the fact that the managerial function, this is the third level managerial function that we talk about, which is responsible for what exactly? In terms of staffing, we talk about just a basic thing. Um, That is, when we talk about staffing is about a situation where the people are working together and they are trained, they are motivated well, they are paid well. That's why they'll be putting in extra effort for the work that the organization is doing. That's one of the basic things that they need to do. That in terms of selection, appraisal, and development of the personnel to fill the roles designed in the structure. See, now in terms of organizing, we were putting people to work, isn't it? Now, in terms of staffing, we are, see, in terms of organizing, giving, we were assigning tasks to a certain position. Now we are filling up those positions. Who will do that particular task? What is going to be the function that you will be taking up, and what is the function that I'll be taking it up? Then all the responsibilities are set, and everything else would be a part of staffing there. Then after staffing, okay, this was the thing that we were done with. First of all, estimating the manpower needs, doing the workload and workforce analysis, then getting people into the work, recruitment, then their selection and then the placement, and then to train people and develop them regarding their working, right? So this was the entire portion of staffing there. Now comes directing, a very important element. See, if I put you to work and I do not tell you what to do exactly, what will happen? Even if you are in the best of your job profile, you'll still be stuck with the fact that what am I going to do? What is that particular task I'd been assigned to do? Or maybe at one point of time, since you are new, then you might feel disappointed that what am I doing? I'm just not able to do it. This is human tendency, no? As soon as we see when we start a new job, what happens? Even if we had been working at one point at one particular place for years, whenever you start a new job, you tend to get tired. You are trying to have settle down. You're having teething troubles. Then what happens? Motivation is required. Supervision is required. Someone has to tell you what to do. Then in an organization, um, okay, leadership is very, very important. Why is it important? Because think about, okay, India lost in terms of the Britishers, right? Britishers ruled our country for years. Why? Because our leaders weren't really. There were leaders who were who had the valor. They were the people who literally protected their lands. But after their deaths, what happened? The lands were taken over. That means leadership plays a very important role. In terms of every organization, this happens as well. Till the time there's a strong leader, it's difficult to take over that organization. But if the leader isn't that effective, then what will happen? The organization will die its own death. And the reason is a weak leadership. Then last thing is, how will I tell you what to do? I need to send you a mail, number one. I might have to mail you. I might be calling you up. I might be doing any other task. That is a part of directing. Directing is basically the directing is an element which has four basic ways of working. The tools can be defined as SMLC. That's one of the acronym that I use. That is SMLC. First is supervision. You work with people, you supervise them. Then you motivate them. Then the next point that comes is leadership. And the last one is communication. This is how the directing works. In terms of directing, you influence people to work because nobody is interested in working. That's a hardcore reality of life, that people aren't really interested in working. They work just because they are supposed to work. Otherwise, they won't. So basically, you have to influence them, you have to guide them, you have to supervise them when required, you have to motivate them and subordinate for the achievement of the organizational goals. Right? So that is directing. The four elements of directing are supervision, motivation, leadership, and communication. Right? Now, the next point is controlling. See, you decided to work with people, but you need to make sure that those people are even doing what they're supposed to do. Whatever task you have given them, yeah, they're doing that task. How do you ensure that? Controlling is the process of checking whether or not proper progress is being made in the objective or the goals of the organization, or is there any deviation? If we talk about controlling, it's like all the deviations from the plans are corrected. First of all, detected and then corrected. Okay, that is controlling for you. When we define controlling, how do we define it? It says, first of all, establish the standards. First of all, you need to know what you exactly want. That was plan, right? In the plan, you decided an objective. Then you measure the actual performance. Where do you exactly stand today? Then you compare where you are and where you want it to be. And then once you find those deviations, then you take the corrective action. Right? So these are all the important processes that are done by an organization where they are combined, call it management. This is what we define as management, everyone. When we talk about the management, now comes the first question for that. Which of the following is not a measure of manager's effectiveness? So if we talk about effectiveness, how do we define it there? Okay, so how do we define it there? The point is, which of the following is not a measure of management's effectiveness? Absenteeism and sickness, level of staff turnover, accidents at work, and speed of promotion through the organization. Among the following, which is not a measure of manager's effectiveness, is the speed of promotion through the organization. See, effectiveness is completing the task in time. So when we talk about completing the task in time, absenteeism is not it, then level of staff turnover is not something that we're looking forward to, even the accidents. The point is the speed of promotion through the organization. That is something that is not a part of effectiveness. Completion of the task, that is a part of it. Then completion, reaching the target, not reaching the target, this is something that can affect an organization, right? Now comes the next point, everyone. That is, speed of the promotion is basically something that has nothing to do with the manager's effectiveness. Effectiveness is completion of the task. Rest everything is a part of the entire working, or see, the maybe the manager is effective, but the promotions are basically given at a certain point of time. So that's not something that the organization is looking forward to, right? Okay. Now, the next point, which word did Luther Guick coin using initial letter of management? Do you remember we have talked about it in the last class as well? The specific word which is responsible for the entire we did this particular task in the topic that we were discussing at that point of time. I think that is related to um, uh, the the acronym that we did. The acronym PostCorp is basically something that we talked about in the last class, right? So that particular topic that we did in the last class was related to the fact that Luther Guick and Urwick gave. But what was that particular thing? Is it POSBRD, then PostDBRD, then PostCorp, or none of the above? So you can have such kind of questions in the examination. But at the same time, in terms of management, one more thing that you need to learn is you need to name the learn of the philosophers or the people who have given these, because these kind of questions can definitely be asked in the examination, right? Uh, the topic is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Instead of controlling, there are many books which says coordinating. So I think we'll go for coordinating there. Then reporting, and the last one is budgeting. That is postcorp. Then, next point, dash defined management as a process of getting things done through others and done by and through the people. This is given by Hicks or Harold Kuntz and O'Donnell. Then is Henry Fayol or Herman. Okay, most of the definitions are the most famous definitions should be definitely be learned, because ultimately what happens is these kind of questions are asked in the examination, right? So you should definitely know the names of the philosophers who have given the most famous definitions. One of the most famous definitions is given by Hicks. This is what we talked about in the last class. That is, but remember, the process of getting things done by and through the people. Then the next point is effectively and efficiently. It's not only it's not only something which says getting the work done through others. No, you have to get it done within that cost plus within the time tenure, right? Next, mean to an end and never an end itself. It is something which leads to an end, but not an end in itself. Organizing, planning, coordination, or cooperation. The correct answer to this question would be um, organizing. Planning is basically means to an end, right? We make a particular method. Coordination and cooperation are two different things. They're essence of an organization. Then when we talk about organizing, organizing is what exactly? Organizing can be defined as something um, which is a path where the plan starts functioning, but not something where the entire functioning ends. It ends with controlling. So this is not an end in itself. Okay. Then we are left with the nature of management. I think the nature of management is something that we'll be starting with tomorrow, and our CIB batches have officially started. If you haven't reviewed it yet, then kindly go ahead and check it out on our website, right? Um, so let me give you a particular brief about what are we coming up with. Okay. So we have started with our CIB batches for this year. this is the nature of management that is regarding art, profession, and everything else. We'll be discussing it in the upcoming class. But till then, let's check this out. Adda 24/7, you can come onto our website, that is www.adda247.com, and there you'll find all the details. Here only on the first page you have JIB and CIB on the top, and there you can find the CIB November December. Okay, this is CIB 2023, so you can find all the details regarding this. The bilingual batch has just started, that is this is started on 9th, and here even the CIB target batch is also started, right? So you can review both the batches, whatever suits you based upon your language comfort. So you can look forward to any of our batches. All you need to do is you can check out all the details of all the teachers who are taking the particular classes, and all you need can do is you can use the code Y541, and you'll get a discount of 81%. So at this point of time, it would cost you around 4799.20. So if you're looking forward towards the CIP examination, then kindly go ahead and check it out on our website or on our app, where you'll find all the details regarding the examination, right? So if you're looking forward to that, kindly hurry up because the classes have started. Thank you, everyone. We'll be meeting in the next class, that is on Monday, right? So we'll be meeting on Monday now. Thank you.